The screen flickers with a soft blue glow as Lena hovers over the upload button. Her fingers tremble, not from fear, but from hunger. The kind that comes when heartbreak starts to taste like justice. For weeks, she's replayed Ethan's lies in her mind, each word echoing through empty nights and unread messages. But tonight, she's found her weapon. A private video he never wanted anyone to see. She tells herself it's truth. She tells herself it's healing. But somewhere deep down, she knows it's war. The question isn't should she do it. It's why does it feel so good? If pain becomes content, is it still pain? If the internet rewards outrage, who really wins? The victim or the algorithm? As the cursor hovers, the world outside her window hums unaware. Somewhere, Ethan is probably sleeping peacefully under the illusion that secrets stay hidden. The irony is perfect. The timing, divine. And when she finally taps post, the sound is soft, almost merciful. What she doesn't know yet is that she hasn't just ruined his life. She's uploaded her own destruction too. By morning, Lena's phone is a battlefield. Mentions, tags, and DMs flood in like sirens. She scrolls through them, half asleep, half addicted. The world has decided she's brave, heroic, maybe even saintly. Strangers call her the girl who exposed the truth. But under the applause, there's a tremor, an unease she can't name. Each praise feels heavier than the last, as if every like adds another stone to her chest. She replays the video again, expecting to feel powerful. Instead, she notices tiny details she missed before. Her voice shaking, the tears, the rawness. It no longer feels like justice. It feels like she's still begging him to hear her. But Ethan isn't watching her video. The internet is, and the internet never listens. It consumes. Ethan wakes to chaos. The video has been reposted on every gossip page, dissected in reaction videos, turned into memes. His comment sections overflow with venom, some mocking, some furious. He scrolls in disbelief, his reflection doubling in the glass of his phone. Every familiar face has vanished from his messages. Sponsors have gone silent. Agents have sent urgent texts that he refuses to open. His own followers, once devoted, now treat him like a criminal they helped build. He tries to call Lena, but she's blocked him. For the first time in years, Ethan feels powerless, watching his carefully built identity rot in public. He whispers to himself, almost pleading, "It wasn't supposed to go like this." But the world has already decided who he is. Across town, Maya watches the story explode from her office desk. Colleagues whisper. Screens light up with Ethan's face. The phrase, "Cancelled influencer," trending everywhere. Maya scrolls silently, her stomach churning. She's seen Lena break before, but never like this. That video, she knows, wasn't meant for the world. It was pain, filmed raw, shared in a moment of fury. Maya dials Lena again. No answer. She opens their old chat thread, filled with voice notes, laughter, plans. Then she types, "Lena, please call me. You don't know what you've started." She hesitates before pressing send, the office chatter fading into a cold hum. Maya isn't sure who to pity more, Ethan for losing everything, or Lena for thinking this will save her. By evening, the world has split into sides. Supporters post fan edits of Lena crying, calling her a symbol of strength. Others accuse her of attention-seeking. The comment sections become battlegrounds where strangers fight for people they've never met. Lena refreshes her feed again and again, drawn in by the chaos she started. Each new follower feels like validation, until she stumbles on a thread dissecting her life, her old posts, her breakup photos. Someone's found her parents' address, Another user claims she's lying. The air in her apartment grows heavier, the blue glow of her phone almost haunting. She whispers to herself, "They love me now. But what if they changed their mind?" The thought lingers like smoke in her throat. By the next morning, the internet has turned Ethan's downfall into a show. Commentators dissect every second of the video like detectives chasing a scandal. Reaction channels edit her face into thumbnails. Podcasts call it the viral betrayal. Lena watches the chaos unfold in real time. Hashtags climbing, followers multiplying, DMs exploding with both love and hate. She feels powerful again, like her heartbreak has been rewritten into purpose. Yet beneath the surface, guilt simmers. She scrolls through Ethan's old photos, the smiles that once felt real, and for a split second, she wonders if she went too far. But the next notification drowns the thought. The crowd has chosen sides, and she's their hero now. At least for today. At least for today. Across the city, Ethan's life unravels like a feed gone glitchy. His manager's number goes unanswered. His email inbox fills with termination notices. Someone leaked his private texts. Others posted clips of him crying on live streams. Every angle of his life becomes a meme. The worst part isn't the hate. It's the silence of people who once called him brother. His brand sponsors post statements about values and accountability, distancing themselves within hours. Ethan scrolls endlessly, eyes dry, mind numb. For years, he shaped narratives for a living. Now he's watching strangers write his story for him, one that ends with his reputation buried under hashtags and half-truth. Maya scrolls through her feed during lunch break, the entire internet feasting on her best friend's pain. Influencers use Lena's story for clout, selling merch, giving hot takes, rewriting her narrative to fit their brand. Maya tries calling Lena again, but it goes straight to voicemail. She types and deletes message after message. She knows Lena wants justice, but what's spreading online isn't justice, it's entertainment. Maya watches a viral clip of a streamer mocking Ethan's apology and realizes how fast empathy has turned to cruelty. She whispers to herself, "They don't even know them." The noise online feels endless, but what scares her most is that Lena might actually be enjoying it. Night falls, and Lena's apartment feels like the inside of a trending topic. Every notification vibrates like applause. She refreshes her feed to see fan accounts using her name, brands reaching out for interviews, and strangers confessing their own heartbreaks. But then, the comments shift. Someone posts an old clip of her laughing at a joke Ethan made, framing it as proof she lied. Another user claims she was the toxic one. Slowly, the tide changes. The internet, once her army, now starts questioning her motives. The same voices that praised her now whisper betrayal. Lena scrolls faster, panicking, replying to strangers who twist her words. She wanted revenge, but she forgot. Revenge is addictive, and the internet always demands more. The next morning, Ethan posts a response video. It's quiet, shaky, filmed in one take. He doesn't deny the video, he reframes it. He claims Lena manipulated the footage, that she's lying for sympathy. Within minutes, the internet splits again. Comment sections turn into war zones, with strangers dissecting every breath he takes. Lena watches it from her couch, her pulse pounding. She replays his words, the calm in his voice, the way he looks straight into the lens. For a moment, she doubts herself. What if people believe him? What if the truth doesn't matter anymore? Her heart races as she refreshes the page. Already, his video has more views than hers. The internet has chosen a new story, and she's losing control of it. By now, it's no longer about Lena or Ethan. It's about the story. Every content creator wants a piece of it. Reaction videos, memes, remixes. Each edit distorts the truth a little more. One viral clip adds fake text messages. Another uses AI to recreate what happened. The internet doesn't care what's real. It only cares what's trending. Lena scrolls through endless videos of strangers debating her life like a courtroom without laws. One influencer says she's a hero. Another calls her a fraud. She tries to comment to correct them, but her replies get buried in seconds. It hits her suddenly. She isn't the author anymore. She's the content. The story doesn't belong to her. It belongs to everyone else now. Ethan paces in his living room as his PR consultant speaks through the phone, rehearsing lines. Every apology is tested, every word crafted to sound sincere but not guilty. Well, call it a misunderstanding, the voice says. Don't admit, just clarify. He hates how powerless he sounds, like a puppet rehearsing remorse. He glances at the camera waiting in front of him. Somewhere, deep down, he knows that if he plays this right, he can win them back. The internet doesn't want truth. It wants performance, and Ethan has always been good at that. He straightens his shirt, practices his breath, and smiles into the lens. His next upload might save him, or bury Lena completely. Maya scrolls through the dueling videos. Lena defending herself, Ethan apologizing, fan edits painting both as villains. She feels sick watching strangers argue over who deserves to be destroyed. Her group chats are full of gossip. Coworkers send her links asking, "Wait, isn't this your friend?" The world feels upside down. Maya can't stop thinking about the Lena she once knew, the one who painted her heartbreak instead of posting it. She sends her another message. Turn it off, Lena. Walk away. But deep down, she knows it's too late. The internet doesn't let go. It only evolves. And right now, it's feeding on them both. Lena goes live. It's her first time speaking since the video. Thousands join instantly. Her voice cracks as she explains, clarifies, pleads, trying to reclaim what she's lost. But the chat scrolls too fast. Hearts and laughing emojis fill the screen. People clip her crying face, posting it before she's even done. Every tear becomes a meme in real time. She ends the stream shaking, realizing she's not being heard. She is being consumed. Her phone buzzes again. You trended #1 for a second. She almost laughs. It's the achievement every influencer dreams of. But all she feels is hollow, like the applause of ghosts echoing in an empty theater. Ethan's PR redemption works. At least for now. The internet begins to shift again, painting him as the victim of a false narrative. News outlets quote his apology. Podcasts dissect his tone. Lena's credibility fades overnight. Suddenly, her inbox floods with hate, death threats, and messages telling her to disappear. She rereads them in silence, scrolling slower each time. The victory she wanted has turned into isolation. Ethan smiles faintly in his next upload, saying he forgives her. The world calls it maturity. Lena calls it manipulation. But no one cares anymore. The storm has chosen its survivor, and the algorithm rewards him with applause. The glow of Lena's phone feels heavier now. Her notifications, once a symphony of praise, have turned into noise, mockery, anger, and disbelief. Overnight, the internet rewrote the story again. Threads call her manipulative, sponsors withdraw, and friends stop replying. Screenshots of her old messages are being analyzed, twisted into proof of deceit. She scrolls through every accusation, trying to reply, trying to fight, but her words vanish under a flood of hate. Somewhere between the comments, she finds one that chills her. She got what she deserved. For the first time, she realizes she isn't trending anymore. She's being hunted. The fame she mistook for freedom has become her cage. Ethan's redemption tour begins. Podcasts invite him. Articles praise his courage to speak. He plays the role perfectly. Calm, composed, forgiving. Clips of him saying, "I don't blame her. She's hurt." Go viral. The internet eats it up. Every word feels like a knife wrapped in honey. Lena watches the interviews, hearing him turn their story into a sermon on empathy. The irony's unbearable. He's winning by pretending to forgive her. She types a response post, deletes it, types again. Nothing sounds right anymore. The more she speaks, the more people twist her words. Somewhere between rage and despair, she whispers, "He's doing it again." But this time the world applauds him for it. Maya finally visits Lena. She finds her apartment dark, curtains drawn, the air thick with stillness. Lena sits by her laptop, scrolling through comments she can't stop reading. Maya begs her to log off, to breathe, to remember she's human, but Lena just stares blankly at the screen, whispering, "I can't let them win." She believes she's fighting for her truth, but Maya sees what's really happening. Lena isn't defending herself anymore. She's addicted to the pain, to the chaos, to the feeling of still being watched. Maya realizes that the internet didn't just take Lena's story. It rewired her heart to crave the very thing destroying her. The hashtags change again. #Lenalead trends for 12 hours straight. Her inbox fills with death threats and fake accounts pretending to be her, posting confessions. News outlets replay the same 15 seconds of her crying on live streams, calling it manipulation. The same internet that once worshipped her now feeds on her downfall with a hunger that feels personal. She starts deleting posts, one by one, trying to erase herself from a world that won't forget. Every click feels like peeling off her own skin, but the more she deletes, the more the videos spread. It's too late. The story has evolved without her. The algorithm doesn't need her anymore. It can tell the story better on its own. Ethan releases a documentary, his final act of control. Professionally filmed, perfectly edited, it reframes him as misunderstood and Lena as unstable. He never mentions her name directly, but everyone knows who he's talking about. Within hours, the video hits millions of views. Comments flood with sympathy and validation. Lena watches it alone, trembling, whispering, "He made me the villain again." She throws her phone, but it lands softly on the carpet, still buzzing with notifications. The final shot of Ethan's video fades to him saying, "Sometimes forgiveness means letting go." And just like that, the internet forgives him, not her. Silence becomes Lena's new soundtrack. Brands vanish, friends disappear, and even Maya stops calling after messages go unanswered. Every attempt Lena makes to explain herself feels like screaming into a void. The internet's memory is permanent, yet its attention span is cruelly short. She's no longer hated, she's forgotten. And somehow, that hurts more. She scrolls her old posts, her smiling photos beside Ethan, wondering who she was before all this. The revenge, the rage. It feels like a story she watched, not one she lived. But the comments still echo in her head like ghosts. "You lied. You ruined him. You got what you wanted." And maybe they're right. Maybe this was what she wanted. But not like this. Ethan stands on a stage at a mental health conference, speaking about forgiveness and digital healing. The crowd claps politely, cameras flashing. He's rehearsed every line, every smile. The new narrative fits him perfectly. Redemption sells better than truth. He's monetized his survival, turned his trauma into brand awareness. As he finishes, he looks down at the sea of faces applauding him and feels nothing. Nothing. Victory doesn't feel like peace. It feels like emptiness wearing designer clothes. When he leaves the stage, he glances at his phone and sees a DM request from an unknown name. "You won." He doesn't open it. He doesn't need to. He already knows who it's from. Maya sits alone in her apartment, scrolling through the wreckage of both lives. Her best friend lost herself to the algorithm, and the man who caused it all is thriving. She wonders if either of them even remembers the truth anymore. The story has become something else, something owned by millions of strangers. She tries to call Lena again, then stops. Maybe Lena doesn't want saving. Maybe she just wants silence. Maya closes her laptop, whispering. The internet doesn't heal. It harvests. She looks out the window as city lights flicker, realizing the tragedy isn't that Lena destroyed Ethan. It's that both of them let the internet tell them who they were. Lena returns to social media after weeks of silence. No statement, no apology. Just a single post, a black screen with the caption, "I forgive us both." Within minutes, it trends again. People debate what she means, speculate if it's sincere, or if it's bait for sympathy. Some mock her. Others defend her. The irony isn't lost on her. She tried to disappear, but even silence becomes content. She stares at the comment section, unread and endless, then sets her phone face down. For the first time in months, she doesn't check the numbers. She steps outside, feeling sunlight on her skin, hearing real voices in the air instead of pings. The world feels painfully quiet, and maybe that's the start of peace. That night, Ethan's documentary gets nominated for an award. His followers flood his feed with congratulations. He posts a photo smiling, thanking everyone who believed in him. Meanwhile, Lena's post quietly hits 1 million likes. Her caption dissected by strangers, trying to decode her meaning. 2 screens, 2 lives, 2 endings. Yet neither of them is free. They've become symbols, hashtags, cautionary tales for people who will never know them. The video that began as revenge has evolved into digital folklore. No one remembers who was right or wrong, only who went viral first. And in the quiet space between their feeds, the internet waits, hungry, for the next story. Weeks pass, but Lena still wakes up to phantom notifications. Her phone doesn't buzz anymore, yet her mind swears it does. Every silence feels suspicious. Every quiet moment haunted by what people might still be saying. She opens old screenshots, rereads comments, scrolls until her eyes burn. It's not about Ethan anymore. It's about staying relevant, even in ruin. She starts filming herself again, not to post, but to remember what it feels like to be seen. In one clip, she stares into the lens for 30 silent seconds before whispering, "Are you still watching?" She doesn't know who she's asking. Maybe no one. Maybe everyone. Ethan, meanwhile, can't sleep. Every sound outside feels like an accusation. He checks his mentions at 3 a.m., scrolling through praise he doesn't believe. Fans call him brave. Others call him fake. And he agrees with both. He can't tell which version of himself is real, the one who sinned or the one who was forgiven. His therapist calls it image dissociation. He calls it survival. He opens his old messages with Lena, replays her voice notes, searching for the humanity they both lost. Maybe she was right, he murmurs into the dark. But even his regret sounds scripted now. Maya scrolls through a new thread. People speculating that Lena and Ethan planned everything together. Conspiracy theories, clickbait, monetized lies. She feels the same sick dread she did on the first day, only worse. Because now, truth no longer matters at all. Every story is entertainment. Every life is a headline. She closes her laptop and whispers, "We've lost the plot." Maya thinks of Lena, probably awake somewhere, staring into her phone like a mirror. She thinks of Ethan, writing his guilt into content, and she wonders if the real tragedy isn't what they did to each other, but what the internet did to all of them. Lena begins hearing her name in whispers, at coffee shops, on trains, in her dreams. Sometimes she thinks she sees herself on other people's screens. Her reflection looks different now, hollow-eyed, unfamiliar. She tries journaling, writing, even meditating, but every thought turns into a script. Every memory feels performative. When she closes her eyes, she sees the upload button. The sound of it clicking still echoes in her chest. She realizes the internet didn't just ruin her, it rewired her. She can't separate validation from existence anymore. To be unseen feels like death. To be seen feels worse. Ethan's followers begin to dwindle. The world moves on to a new scandal, a new villain. His name fades from headlines, replaced by someone else's tragedy. For the first time in years, he's irrelevant. And it terrifies him. He opens his camera app, hesitates, then records himself saying, "Do you still care?" The video never gets posted. He stares at the blank upload screen, remembering the sound of Lena's click, that small, quiet sound that changed everything. He closes the app, places the phone face down, and sits in silence. The screen fades to black, reflecting only his own hollow face. Months later, Lena walks through the same park where she and Ethan filmed their first video together. No one recognizes her now. She listens to the chatter of strangers, the rhythm of real life untouched by screens. For the first time, she feels invisible, and it's almost peaceful. Yet every reflection she passes, every sound of a notification in someone else's phone, pulls her back into memory. The revenge, the video, the war. It all feels like a dream she never woke up from. She realizes the real punishment isn't the hate or the loss. It's the quiet. Because in silence, there's no audience left to blame. Only herself. Ethan sits across from a journalist who asks one question. "If you could go back, would you do anything differently?" He pauses for too long. Cameras roll, expecting another polished line. But for once, none come. He leans back, exhales, and says quietly, "I'd listen." The silence that follows feels heavier than any apology. The interview ends early. He steps outside, taking off his microphone, staring at the busy street. Everyone's filming something, faces lit by screens, chasing stories that will vanish by morning. He smirks bitterly, realizing he used to be them. Maybe he still is. Maya finally meets Lena again. They sit on a bench overlooking the city, the same skyline that once framed Lena's viral triumph. Maya listens as Lena speaks softly about forgiveness, not for Ethan, but for herself. "I thought exposing him would set me free," she says. "But I was just trying to make my pain louder than his." Maya doesn't respond. She just reaches over and squeezes Lena's hand. The world below hums with cars, laughter, notifications, and noise. But up here, for a brief moment, the sound fades. And in that stillness, Lena finally feels something she hasn't in months. Peace that doesn't need to be posted. Ethan logs into his old account one last time. His follower count is lower, comments minimal. The digital empire he built is dust now. He scrolls through his oldest post, a photo of him and Lena, back when it was all just love, before it became war. He hesitates, then deletes it. The app asks, "Are you sure?" He clicks yes. The screen fades, leaving a blank space where memory used to live. For once, he doesn't feel fear or regret, just release. Because maybe letting go isn't about forgiveness. Maybe it's just learning to live without being watched. Late that night, Lena writes in a notebook instead of a post. One sentence at the top of the page reads, "The internet doesn't care who's right, only who's trending." She closes it, places it on the table, and turns off her phone for the first time in years. Outside, rain begins to fall, washing the city in silver light. Somewhere, another story is already going viral. A new name, a new scandal, another rise and fall. But not hers. Not anymore. She looks out the window, smiling faintly, as thunder rolls in the distance. It's not an ending. It's the silence after the storm. And for once, it feels like peace.